And so I told her, look, you can't just go grabbing it like that. Oh, we're back on the air. It's time for segment 3. It's time for the kayfabe issues.
Things you won't get to break. Yankum has a very fond relationship with the horses that he has around his farm. Sorry there, I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Oh, you were not aware of this? Your posterior better contact someone at once.
All right. So we're going into the overtime. This is a new part of segment 3. Normally, this is something we wouldn't do, but this is an important thing that we did not have time for in the 15-minute time limit. So we're going to bring it in segment 3, and that is, it has been announced that John Cena and Randy Orton will face each other at tables, ladders, and chairs. And both the WWE and World Heavyweight Championships are on the line. However, it is not being called a unification match.
Correct. So, okay. I'm going to say my shtick about it.
Just get the obvious out of the way first. Because we all know exactly what's going to happen.
Lance Storm tweeted this out last night, and basically what he said was, he's calling it now, each man grabs one strap. So basically, Cena will grab the WWE title, and Orton will grab the World Heavyweight title, and we will go back to normal. And that's the end of this. That's really the entire purpose of this. Not two of them aren't going to hold them. You know, one of them isn't going to hold both of them. One of them isn't going to go over. It's going to be dirty. It's going to be like this, and you're just going to have to deal with it.
That certainly seems to be the most likely outcome, rather than one man being both champions. And if it was one man, we all lose.
And you know what? I would rather that. I would rather Cena have both titles than the stupid fuck finish where each of them grabs one title and they fall down and it's like, oh, look what happened. It's totally unexpected. No, it isn't.
It's one really expected. It's one we can see coming from a mile away. I mean, we need to do something different here.
Yeah, part of me kind of wishes they did that, and maybe Cena could be in 2 title matches at the Royal Rumble, which, you know,
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
then I'm afraid he would lose both, and then he would join the Royal Rumble anyway,
Keep talking like that, Omega, and they're going to hire you and put you on creative.
Exactly. You'll be on the booking committee before night's end.
Oh, you know, I mean, it's, the whole idea of, let's say for a minute they did unify the titles. I mean, what do you think they really changed? I mean, the world title isn't exactly, the only reason it's being treated on par with the WWE title is because Cena has it. If nearly anybody else held it, it would probably have opened Survivor Series rather than the tag team match.
Yes, I mean, they haven't had any real respect for the title since, I don't know, they bought it.
It's...
Let's put it this way. The World Heavyweight Championship has always been the Intercontinental Championship as opposed to the WWE Championship, which has always been the WWE Championship. At this point, the big gold belt means, well, you know, second best, second fill. And I'm perfectly fine with having that be the case. But if they want to unify the belts, then they're going to have to push either the Intercontinental or the U.S. champion into that role. And the problem now is going to become, well, if they do that, then the guys who would hold the Intercontinental belt guys such as, Kofi and Ziggler and Axel and like the Rhodes guy, the Rhodes boys and the Shield and the Wyatts, that little mid-card crew that they got going on there. Over half of them have held that title so many times that they're going to start challenging Chris Jericho's, freaking 10 title reigns, however many it is.
It's 9 Intercontinental title runs.
I thought he got 10. Alright, so you understand what I'm saying, though? It would turn into two different. It would turn exactly back into what it is right now, which is 2 different shows and 2 different belts. And it would, and the Intercontinental Championship would, it would gain prestige, absolutely, but it wouldn't. It wouldn't be good, It wouldn't be like we want it to be. This is kind of like.
It wouldn't be like when Macho Man held it. Because when Macho Man held the IC title, it really meant something.
Exactly. I mean, you can barely, if not for the fact that we like a lot Biggie Langston, and think that Curtis Axel is absolutely forgettable, you could almost be forgiven if you're blanking on who is the current U.S. champion, which, if I'm not mistaken, is still the leader of the Shield, correct?
Ambrose, correct.
Ambrose, yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, what else do you guys think about this?
I just don't care, because I know exactly what they're going to do. They're just going to switch out who has the titles, and it's just going to be the status quo. Everything just goes back to the way it's always been. I don't know. They shouldn't be so afraid to shake things up.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I mean, even just Cena, like, holding both titles, and then maybe losing the World Heavyweight Championship to somebody at the very next pay-per-view would be something different and cool and just not the same old shit.
Yes, exactly, like Daniel Bryan. I'll go even a little bit farther than that. It would be an excellent idea if instead of we see both men just change the strap, and instead of Randy Orton getting both straps or John Cena getting both straps, any sort of wait a minute, that wasn't what I was going. Oh, sorry, screwed that up. Anyway, real quick, what I meant to say is, are they going to continue the storyline after they switch the belts on both men, or are we thankfully going to put this out of its misery?
Just like that.
It's just a filler for WrestleMania. If Orton won both titles, it would be comparable to Jericho winning both at Vengeance 2009.
The true unification, yes.
I don't know. I just don't expect them to do anything interesting, and they have a perfect opportunity to do something interesting for once. But if anybody else has anything to add,
from a fan point of view, and the market they're aiming for, on paper, Cena versus Orton both titles on the line, that sounds like a huge fan move that would actually get people to really want to see it. But as we've established, you can't put all your eggs in that one basket. And from another standpoint, even though the match really hasn't happened in a long time, like months, probably years. There are a lot of people who feel like they've already seen this.
Well, they're not far off.
Exactly. The only other thing they could do to make this even remotely interesting would be add some kind of third party and make it a different type of match, even though they've already reset this a couple of times. So, unfortunately, there's very little, if not any, chance of that happening whatsoever. But, just to get back to Survivor Series real quick, who thought that Ryback wasn't going to face Mark Henry? People thought Ryback were going to face a returning Sheamus. Now, you get Sheamus in there, into that picture between Orton and Cena. Could that be interesting?
You mean just take the same thing and make it a three-way? Not really. I mean, it's still the same thing. It's just now you've got one more guy added to it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's not much. I guess the WrestleMania team comes up for that. It's not exactly hard to build a Royal Rumble or an Elimination Chamber either. So.
Yeah. Well, let's just... Does anybody else have anything to... I mean, there's not a whole lot we could really say, but we just had to say something about it. Because this is... It's going to be awful, folks. It is going to be a shit fest. So, hold on to your butts. Because that's exactly what's going to happen.
Exactly. I cannot wait for the road to WrestleMania because we'll have run over this really bad main event at TLC and it'll hopefully be out of our minds.
My head kind of hurts. I need something cool and refreshing to
Yeah, that sounds pretty great.
Peanut Buster Parfait! Or a Dilly Bar, whichever.
That just seems to be an expert in peanut busting and dailies.
Well, then let's go on down to...
Drive-through.
Time for the Dairy Queen drive-through. With the ratings this week, Yanko.
Yay, ratings. So let's see here. Impact, the 11/21 TNA Turning Point Impact Wrestling Special on TV, Spike TV rather, returning to Orlando at Universal Studios, drew a .94 cable rating with 1.19 million viewers. This is down from last week's .95, although overall viewers were up from 1.14 million. The show returned to the cable top 100 for Thursday after dropping out last week. SmackDown, the 11/22 edition of WWE SmackDown, earned an overall average of 2.15. Get this, guys, up 13% from last week's overall rating of 1.90. The show averaged 3.11 million viewers overall, also up 16% from last week's overall average viewership, and the first SmackDown to reach over 3 million viewers since February 8th.
That's actually one of the best SmackDown ratings pretty much of all time since they moved to Sci-Fi on Friday nights. Nice job. Apparently that's the show to watch. Sorry.
Indeed. No, go ahead. That's fine. Let's see, on Raw, We got a 2.93 cable rating with 4.14 million. The first hour drew 4.32. The second hour drew 4.29. This is in the millions. The third drew 3.8 million viewers. This is up from last week's show that drew a 2.73 cable rating with 3.8 million viewers as the average. It was among the top shows on cable Monday night. The only big negative was the continued decrease in viewers as the 3 hours progressed. Surprised people aren't really wanting to sit through a 3 fucking hour long show? Just saying.
Definitely not that one. With the birthdays this week, Net Jester, remember guys, if we see some dead people, we're keeping track here. As we quickly approach episode 100, we will announce if basically you tweet, and you tweet us the dead people that we moved this week, you tweet the episode number, and you tweet the dead people that we said, happy birthdays, you get a prize. You will get a prize at some point or another. So Manchester, with the birthdays.
And watch out for dead people. On the 27th of this week, none other than Evan Courageous and British Bulldog. On the 28th of this week, Brett Albright and Rob Conway and Joel Maximo. Plus on the 29th, everybody's favorite New York financial guru, John Bradshaw Layfield, with Jerry the King Lawler and none other than Mean Gene Hayabusa. I did?
Got it.
Wow. That's amazing to me. Anyway, on the 30th, Christian, plus Naomi, plus Dick Sasuke. On the first, Trinity. On the 2nd of December, oh, you're going to have to help me with this one. Jinsai Shinzaki. Is that it?
Yes. Yes, one.
Anyway,
Hakushi.
oh, really? Okay. And on the 3rd, Ricky Chosu.
And now it is time for This Week in Wrestling with Omega Beyond. Yes, this weekend, wrestling history is 1985, where the famous event took place in Madison Square Garden as WWF Women's World Champion Wendy Richter lost her championship to the Spider Lady, a men's wrestler usually played by Penny Richard, but obviously played by her manager, Fabulous Moolah, as well as producer Richie during the title. Referee Dick Kroll continued 3 on small package despite Richter kicking out a Moolah was declared the champion after she ripped her mask. Vince McMahon orchestrated it, doing Richter refusing to sign the contract. Negotiation. She would never wrestle another match for the WWF and would not return until her Fall of Fame induction in 2009. Jump to 1987, where the very first and only head-to-head pay-per-view war between the WWF and NWA takes place. The 5th annual Starrcade became the first non-WWF pay-per-view. And the WWF counted for the very first Spider series. Many cable systems opted to use the WWF a fantastic hit to prove it as a pay-per-view juggernaut, resulting in a 7.0 buy rate for Spider series and 3.3 for Starrcade, though they would step in and make it clear that they would never allow such a competition again. Survivor Series tag team matches as well as the first time Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant had met since WrestleMania 3, while Starrcade featured Ric Flair winning the NWA World title in a cage match against Ronnie Garvin.
Hands of Steel, Ronnie Garvin.
Wasn't Hands of Stone?
Hands of Stone, that's what I meant. Hands of Stone, Ronnie Garvin.
And 25. After 4 years of running shows, Smoky Mountain Wrestling held its final event, Thanksgiving Thunder in Cookeville, Tennessee. A promotion run by Jim Cornette was very reminiscent of an old school territory, taking TV once a month and then running a group of house shows in the Kentucky, Tennessee market. At the close of the final show, all the wrestlers attacked Beckton Cornette, hitting him with their finishing maneuvers and laying him out of the ring. Referee free, Andy sneaking up for it. And that was this weekend wrestling this.
We are going to go to Happy Trails. Happy Trails this week to Turtle Beauty's rating as they've actually begun. Sunday's edition of WWE Turtle Beauty did 920. Oh, that's not terrible. Oh, okay, yes. That's okay. Did 920,000. What we did last week. That lost over 480,000 viewers. The show was up against WWE Survivor Series pay-per-view, which is not very surprising. Because that's like, you know, two-thirds of your audience right there. The Broncos just Patriots game, which was a big game. 20 million viewers in some PM time slot. But it's lost keeping up with Kardashians as the leader. So, very upset today. And a very serious and very soft trail to Hall of Fame Maurice, Matt Dog Michelle, who passed away this weekend before, who was the wrestler that you saw at the you saw Bruna Michelle, the daughter of Mad Dog, in the WWF at one point or another. So condolences to the Michelle family. Alright, so we're going to move on from that, and what to watch this week in wrestling. Omega?
I'm gonna say the Thanksgiving Great Bowl match versus the first.
Professional wrestling, and I will say it right now. It is the 50th anniversary of one of the greatest sci-fi franchises of all time, Doctor Who, and the day of the Doctor special that marked it was amazingly good. Perhaps you have no interest in British sci-fi, perhaps you do, but this is one of the greatest television shows ever to be put on any network anywhere, and if you don't at least check it out to see how good it is, you've only yourself to blame.
I find your lack of Christopher Eccleston disturbing at best. As for the match to watch this week, obviously it has to be Punk and Bryan versus the Wyatts. There's not really a whole lot of other choice.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I popped hard for the Lindbergh Express moment. The Lindbergh Express were coming to the guys. They didn't know who they were.
Alright, well, if that's it for what to watch, it's time for plugs. So, www.smarksnark.com. I don't know what happened to Gunner. I can't see because I'm looking at the cut out. It looks like I timed out and came back. Don't know what I missed. but I'm still going at it anyways. Okay, so twitter.com/smarksnark is our Twitter. Be sure and follow us. We are on the Twitter every Monday, tweeting for Raw, as well as during the pay-per-views when I'm able to stay awake. Sometimes Gunnar joins me. Usually I'm on my own, and funny things happen. Sometimes. That's it. So, take care. Nobody else is going to talk? We're live on the air. Alright. We love you, Cleveland! I can't hear what anyone else is saying. Apparently they're talking. Nothing's happening. Son of a bitch! See you next week.